In late December of 2019, I hit upon the idea of doing a couple of photo projects on my lunch hour in the new year. And so, the 52 Tuesdays of 2020 came to be. In actuality, it would be 49 Tuesdays, 2 Wednesdays, and a Thursday, but more on that later. As boring as it sounded, I decided to take the same photo once a week for the entire year. I picked City Hall Park and area from the top of the Sorensen Station parking garage as my subject, as I thought I should be able to replicate the image fairly easily from week to week. The weather wasn't terrible through January, but I missed taking the photo during the last week as I forgot what day it was and was taking photos for my other project instead, so my first Wednesday photo happened. I made it every Tuesday in February as planned. March came and I remembered to get my photo for the first 3 weeks. A worldwide pandemic was happening at this point, and COVID-19 arrived in Red Deer at the end of the 3rd week in March. I found that out on the 4th week when my place of business shut down and I was laid off from my job. It was further reinforced the next day when I went to take my photo and found the parkade locked and closed to public access. My project was done. My vantage point was off limits, so there was no point in continuing, or so I thought as I stared at the sign on the locked door. I went back on the 5th Tuesday in March, and sure enough, the door was still locked, but I decided to take the photos from street level. The view was dramatically different, but I decided to forge ahead anyway. By picking a stationary location, I had thought I was smarter than the average bear, but being locked out of my chosen location made me start to question that. Not having a work schedule anymore made it a challenge to keep track of what day of the week it was. But I did manage to walk downtown for the next 19 out of 20 weeks. I drove one week because it was raining. On the plus side, I now had time to stop and smell the flowers at City Hall Park. And I was getting my 10,000 steps almost every day. In the middle of August, during the 21st week, I found a security guard working at the parkade and asked for access to the top to get my photo. I was very happy when he opened the door for me. It would be the 2nd week in September before I'd find another security guard on duty to get back to the top. I went back to work at the end of the 4th week in September with reduced hours and only a half-hour lunch break. This made my project slightly more difficult to get done. So much so that I totally gapped on what day it was in the middle of October. It would be Thursday before I remembered I was supposed to take a photo. I managed to keep on schedule until the 1st week in December, when for some reason I was convinced it was Monday and not Tuesday, even though I'd gone to Taco Time for a Taco Tuesday lunch. So I had to go get my photo on Wednesday. And so I present my finished project.